Okay, welcome back. Now, we saw that the reason these animals are invisible to the naked eye is the color of their fur.
Their fur, yeah.
And the same color as the tree. So you just don't know which is tree, which is animal. No idea. Now, fur, F-U-R, fur, is the short, fine hair on animals. Okay, we can use kind of fur to talk about a person's hair in a funny way. If you know a very hairy guy, you might say that guy's fur, he's furry, it's that adjective, but it's mostly used for animals. Okay, for example, your cat has fur, and when you stroke it, it's probably on your hand and then on the floor.
That's probably
Another example is the bear's thick fur keeps it warm as it sleeps through the winter months. Okay, so that's colugos, pretty cool animals. Time for a new animal.
That's right. So let's see what else we could find. This will be a little bit closer to the ground, in fact, down on the ground. It says, on the other hand, fiddler crabs are easy to spot, especially during mating season. Remember the word spot?
Yes.
It's to see something that might be hard to see. It's hard to spot a colugo because their fur and the tree is the same color. But fiddler crabs, they're easy to spot. They're easy to see. They won't be hard to find. And why is that? Well, because fiddler crabs are crabs, you know, like you might see in the ocean or on the beach, that you might also eat in a restaurant. But fiddler crabs are a little bit special, a little bit unusual, but very easy to spot and to remember because the males, the boy fiddler crabs, have one really big claw on one hand and one much smaller claw on the other hand. The big one is almost funny how big it is. And of course, that's the one it might use to hunt and catch food.
Smack stuff.
And I think the idea is that it looks like it plays the fiddle a lot.
Yeah, when the smaller one is moving food into its mouth, it's kind of going like, and that makes it look like it's playing
the violin.
A fiddle or violin.
Interesting.
Okay, now what else do we learn about fiddler crabs in the mating season? Mating season means they're trying to find mates, which is males and females getting together to make babies. And we see that they, the crabs, throw big dance parties to find the right partner. That's exactly like humans do.
Wow, that's
amazing. We throw dance parties to find partners.
I wonder if they have a 2-drink minimum.
Yeah.
Anyways, they throw a party. That phrase basically means just to organize a party, invite friends to the party, host the party, make sure everyone's having a good time. If it's your birthday, if you're graduating, if you're expecting a baby, if you're having a wedding, you're also going to throw a party. You're going to plan it, organize it, get all the food and drink and entertainment, invite your friends, and hopefully have a really good time. So they have a big party where all the crabs come together.
And dance.
The boys and the girls, and they dance. And how do the boys, try to get the girls? Are they spinning on their heads? Are they
waiting
wearing
for the slow dance
really
to
cool
come on?
shirts and nice cologne?
Well, what we see is males, as we already mentioned, have one giant claw.
Right.
And they will wave it in the air like they just don't care to attract females' attention.
That's it? Wow. And we learned there that the fiddler crabs, the male crabs, will wave their claws in the air to attract attention or to attract the attention of one of the female crabs. Basically, if you're trying to attract attention, you're trying to get something. You're trying to have that attention pulled towards you. Attract is a verb. It's spelled A-T-T-R-A-C-T. And basically, it's try to get something to come to you, to notice you, to head your way. You're trying to bring something over into your area. Flowers use their smells and colors to attract bees. You might be attracted to the smell of a barbecuing steak, or attracted to the smell of baking bread coming from a bakery. You smell it, and then it pulls you in that direction. And of course, birds use their colorful feathers and funny dances and things like that to attract females or males, just like the male fiddler crabs are trying to do. For example, we could also say, the bright colors in the shop window easily or really attracted my attention. One more time, the bright colors in the shop window really attracted my attention. They pulled my attention over very easily. And well, sometimes even like with humans, if you're trying to attract the attention of a pretty girl or a handsome guy.
Check my claw.
Yeah, sometimes checking your claw just doesn't work.
Oh.
Yeah, so what do they do in those cases? What if it, just waving your giant claw around isn't enough?
Go home and be sad.
Well, maybe.
Well, no. The article says if the claw waving, doesn't work, they start fighting other males to show their dominance.
So it is like a nightclub.
It is like a nightclub, yeah, that does happen. Now they show their dominance. Dominance is the state of being more powerful than others and in control of them. We see it in animals, and when animals have dominance or are dominant, to use the adjective, they generally are the boss animal. They get the most food, the best mates, the girlfriends, they control the best sleeping spot and so on. And until another animal wants to get dominance, and then they will fight to see who's in charge.
That's right. Often you see two dogs meet each other, and even though there's a bigger dog and a smaller dog, the smaller dog will make the bigger dog scared. There's something about it. It's older, it's tougher, it's crazier. But that smaller dog is showing its dominance over the bigger one. It's interesting how animals interact. Anyways, back to the fiddler crabs. Once they do find a mate, either by waving their claw or beating up another fiddler crab, once they find a mate or once they find their girlfriend, the fighting stops as they head underground to create the next generation of crabs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, can't get enough of your love, babe. Anyways, so they're heading underground. These fiddler crabs will make their nests and hatch their babies, lay and hatch the babies underground. Now this adverb, yes, we're using it as an adverb here, is spelled U-N-D-E-R-G-R-O-U-N-D. We've taken under and ground and made it into a word. We can talk about the underground, which is the area under the earth, or it's also the name of the London subway system, but we can also use it as an adverb to talk about things that are under the ground, all right? An underground tunnel will take people underground.
That would be an adjective.
Most tunnels are underground.
Yeah, as an adverb, we talk about action. So go underground, walk underground, live underground.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, and as an adjective, it's an underground base, an underground tunnel, that sort of stuff. Another example as an adverb would be ostriches bury their eggs underground to keep them safe.
Yeah, exactly. And we have the word generation. Generation is basically parents to children. That is one generation. So if we talk about children, parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents, that would be 4 generations. For humans, a generation is usually meaning around 20 to 30 years, something like that. The time it takes for a child to grow up and then to have its own kids. That would be 1 generation.
You have to start the next one off, and that's what the crabs do. They start the next set of crabs who will grow up and dance and fight and do the whole thing again. Now the article finishes by saying, to see more of these amazing creatures in action, be sure to tune in to Wild City on Animal Planet. Now to see something in action just means you see something being done, or in this case you see animals hunting, eating, fighting, gliding, mating and all of that sort of stuff. Not just when you see them at the zoo, they're often just sleeping or sitting still. You're actually seeing something in action. It's in the real world doing natural things. So yep, check out the show and you'll see a lot of cool animal stuff. Brings us to the end of our article, so we're now on our For You chat question.